Belly fat can be such a hassle to get rid of, especially when you're trying to get rid of belly fat without losing weight as a slim girl. And that's exactly the point I found myself. So last December, I looked at myself, at my body, and I wasn't really happy with what I was looking at. It wasn't just about what I could see, but even how I felt as a person. I was constantly bloated, feeling fatigued, and was growing a stress belly. Yes, my body insecurity literally went from like 0.5 to like 3. Okay, let's give it a 5. And I knew that I needed to do something about it because honestly, I wasn't feeling my best. So the question was, how would I get back into shape? I knew I wasn't going to start hitting the gym and working out, 24 days in a row. I just knew that wasn't really my thing. It wasn't very practical for me. Once again, I wasn't trying to lose my overall weight. I was trying to gain weight or maintain my weight while I lose my belly fat. So what I decided to do is what I will be sharing in this video, and this has really helped me to get rid of bloating, reduce belly fat without having to do any intense workout, and now I feel so much better as a person. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't seen this hot chocolate before, you're welcome. This is Tinuola, and on this platform I share valuable beauty, well-being and lifestyle content. In this corner, we're really about looking our best, feeling our best, and living our best life. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to click that subscribe button to join this thriving family. So without wasting your time, I'm just going to give you exactly what I did straight up. The first thing I needed to do was to focus on my diet, because I knew just going to the gym or working out wasn't going to be the final solution. It wasn't going to be something very practical for me. I knew there was something wrong with my diet. Like I said, I was bloating a lot. To give you an insight on what my diet looks like, I mostly eat African homemade foods. I eat a lot of carbs. I indulge in junks here and there, Popeyes on some days, Popeyes chicken, things like that. I don't think my diet is completely bad, but of recent it has gotten a bit worse. So what I decided to do was to cut down on my carb intake, not just get rid of it, because that was practically impossible for me. So I decided to cut down on my carb intake, to take little or no processed food, and to do intermittent fasting. So that was basically what I focused on for this past 30 days. So I challenged myself from the beginning of January that I wasn't going to be feeling the same way I was feeling in December. I challenged myself to go on this diet. Processed foods generally have added sugar, low fibers, and it increases your insulin resistance. Processed foods includes things like your croissant, your bread. Oh, I absolutely love croissants, but this time around I had to do without it. Even some of your juice that you buy outside, some of those highly processed apple juice from concentrate, your fast food diets, a lot of them are also processed. I jumped on intermittent fasting, which is basically you're restricting the time in which you eat. What I did with intermittent fasting was to start eating by noon and to stop eating by 8 p.m. So that was between like 12:30 to 8 p.m. and I'll explain further how I was able to do that. Intermittent fasting also helps to increase the ketones in your body, which is something that a lot of people that jump on ketogenic diets aim for. It also increases your insulin sensitivity, which will in turn reduce your hunger hormones. So that craving for sugar, that craving for constantly eating when you're stressed out, it will reduce that craving when you're on an intermittent fasting, when you're on a ketogenic diet fasting as well. I chose to do intermittent fasting because of that. Also, it was very practical for me. I could easily practice this in my everyday routine. So in this period, I was eating more unprocessed food, more foods that I made at home, cooked food. I did a lot of cooking. I mean, lots and lots of cooking. And I was able to monitor the ingredients that I was adding into my food. Also able to balance my diet as much as I could. Like I said, I cut out as much processed foods, which was including pasta for me, because pasta just makes me bloat a lot. So I had to cut out pasta totally. Noodles, I had to cut it out. Candy, I normally don't take candy that much, but no candies this time around. I got a couple of chocolates during the Christmas period. I had to just keep all that in the cupboard. It was a no-go area. Generally, I don't consume so much candies and muffins and cakes. I don't really take those things on a regular basis. So it wasn't very hard for me to cut those foods out of my diet because I don't crave it as much. But I discovered that I was craving it more often with my work. So my bad eating habits really started from work, and that is when I started noticing my belly fat. My job allows me to sit down for hours. My work starts very early in the day and then I finish in the evening, and I started noticing how my body would be craving for like coffee early in the morning because I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling sleepy. I want a hot cup of coffee and some croissant beside it, or an English breakfast. You know, I started consuming a lot of that. Also, because there were a lot of fast foods around my work. Early in the morning, I'll be craving Tim Hortons. Late in the afternoon, I'm craving McDonald's. Later on, I'm craving Subway. My diet was messed up. And I noticed how my body would react anytime I consumed those food. Especially early in the morning, I'll get that sugar rush. And then when it's getting to like brunch time, I'm getting tired, and then I'm craving, hot French fries from McDonald's once I get to the parking lot on my break time and I can perceive the, fresh, nice aroma of those French fries. My food pattern wasn't the best. It was quite unhealthy, and I decided that I was going to do something about the way I eat at work because I spend a lot of time at work. I wasn't following anyone's challenge. I just set what was realistic for myself, and what was practical for me at work to do was, number one, to make tea instead of drinking coffee. So I would make tea myself. I would take my tea to work, or use what is at work. No added sugar, no added milk. Or sometimes I would just take hot water when I'm feeling tired or sleepy. That hot drink just kind of gets you in the mood. I don't know for others, but I noticed for myself, there's not much difference when I take hot tea or hot water in the morning. Instead of just snacking on anything like a Kit Kat, before I used to snack on like Kit Kats, Bounties, those little bits of chocolates and cookies here and there. But now when I'm packing for my lunch, I'm also packing for my snack. So instead of taking, the chocolates, I decided to take nuts instead. So I would take like walnut, almond, I love almonds, sunflower seeds, and just mix it up with dry raisins, make it more tasty for myself. I'll take that to work for snack, and also take home cooked food as lunch. I was mostly following African inspired recipes. We have a lot of carbs in our food, so instead of eradicating carbs, I would reduce the quantity of the carb that I was consuming in terms of like the size of rice I was eating, the size of swallow I was eating, fufu, all of that, and eat more of the veggies, eat more of the soup. I was also doing some smoothies, just an easy way for me to tell myself to take more fruits and vegetables. So on days where I don't feel like taking nuts at work for snack, I would take grapes or berries instead. My work allowed me to be consistent with my intermittent fast because my break time was usually around 12:30, so that is when I get to eat. So I was able to fast intermittently. I would get home before 7 p.m. on most days. So between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. I'm able to make dinner and eat. That way I'm able to eat before 8 p.m. and after 8 p.m. till 12 noon the second day, I don't get to eat again. If at all I crave anything, I would just take like a fruit or a little bowl of yogurt. So tailoring my diet, my intermittent fast to my work schedule, my daily routine has really helped in this past 30 days. And as you guys can see, the result is showing. I feel so much better. I can't remember when last I felt bloated. The way my emotions would fluctuate, my energy levels would fluctuate a lot. In the past, I'm beginning to see a little bit of improvement in that aspect as well. So I know I'm on the right track. So what was most important for the past 30 days has been developing a new relationship with my diet, understanding my body more, what I'm putting in, how that affects me. and I did consume a lot of, resources like books and podcasts on gut health, microbiomes, and more healthy food options. To be honest, I don't plan to completely change my diet in terms of like not eating African food and only eating lettuce and sprouts, and no, that's not me. I'm still gonna consume African food, but now I'm more aware. I'm learning new ways to make it healthier. I'm learning new ways to consume this food and in which quantity is more beneficial for me. So quantity also matters. That goes a long way. So when it comes to like your calorie intakes, your carb, all those things, quantity really plays a huge role. It's been 30 days since I decided to be more mindful and approach my diet from a different perspective, and I can say I'm better for it. I've seen changes, I am seeing changes, and I intend to keep it up for at least the next 30 days to see even more changes. I miss having croissant. I don't crave it as much as before, but like I just miss certain food like bread. I'm a bread girl, so I miss my bread, I miss my noodles, and I will see how well I can keep up with this diet. For the next 30 days, I'm going to definitely keep to the diet, and maybe once in a while I might indulge afterwards. I don't know yet, or maybe I'll just stick to this diet for the rest of this year. We'll see. But I believe with more focused exercises and my diet, I'll be able to see even better results, which I would update you guys on. So for the next 30 days, the plan is to do more focused exercises added with my diet and my intermittent fasting to see what results I get, which I would update you guys on. For the past 30 days, I haven't really focused on exercising. Yes, I do yoga. Yes, I do Pilates here and there, about 3 days in a week, but I wasn't doing that to really focus on my belly. I was mostly doing it just for my overall health and well-being. So if there's anything for you to take out of this video, is your diet plays a big role in your weight loss journey, and I don't think everyone has to lose weight in terms of trying to stick to the skinny spectrum of body weight. I don't think that is realistic, neither do I think that is beautiful. I think people are beautiful in their different sizes and structure, but as a woman or as a man, in terms of excessive belly fat, there are other factors that play into having belly fats, because obviously there are different types of belly fats. But what I felt like I had was more of a stress belly fat, or my diet wasn't going well with my body. So the goal for me for these 30 days was to see what changes I would get if I only focused on my diet, and I'm really glad that was a success. The next goal for me is to see what exercise would do to my body, if it will make me better, if it will make me fitter, which I am sure it will, but I'll see to what extent. We hope you stick around to see more results from me on this channel. So please, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button down below, and if you enjoyed this video so far or found it valuable, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends and families. Also comment down below if you're on a belly weight loss journey, if you have any questions or more information to share about this. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video or in my other videos. In the meantime, keep your light shining. Bye.